What's up, guys? NJ Slot Guy here with SlotsFan.com. Up here in the beautiful suite with the beautiful production in the same exact suit as my last interview. Doesn't matter. We're not going to pay attention to that. Let's get that out of the way. And I have, of course, special people here with me again. This is Dave and Mark from Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe, and we're going to get into what that name means in 1 second because, you know, everybody's used to the slot community and high-limit slot machines, whatever it is, and we're going to take a different trail in this one. First of all, thank you to you both.
My pleasure.
Thank you both for joining me on this today.
Of course.
And, you know, helping me as well as Slots fans. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that stuff, of course. And, you know, my goal, hit that bell. I always miss one, and that's why
That's it. Yeah.
I have you guys here. All right, enough about me.
Yeah.
Let's get into you guys as, you know, now you guys are a dynamic duo, of course, but of course we both have different stories of how we started. So let's get into that quickly. Okay. How we started, and then let's get into this point right now because I want to touch on some very important things that have to do with you two. So,
all right,
how did we get into this? What were you watching? What did you see? What made you say, "Boom, I got to become a slot channel," or I have to become a channel,
you go first,
a YouTube channel? Go ahead.
Yeah, so we actually both had channels outside of Gamble Smart. So I have one called Home Slots, which is where I did a lot of slot tech repair stuff like that, like hobby type stuff. And I didn't build that channel to be like a big channel. It was more like, hey, you know what? I'm doing this stuff anyway. Let me put it out there. Maybe somebody will watch and get some help from it, you know. This is for people that have like home slot machines, stuff like that. And Dave had one, Gamble the Globe, of course. And he actually commented on one of my videos because I was repairing a top dollar machine. And he's a top dollar fanatic.
Oh yeah,
I'm a top dollar fanatic.
Like chemistry instantly.
Right, it was like instant.
We're running across the field with our arms open to each other.
He loves Tommy Top
Dude,
Dollar.
I don't know about that.
He loves Tommy Top Dollar.
Whose arms are you talking about? Not mine, are you?
You know, like this scene in the field.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. See?
Let's move on.
I like that reference, Dave. You know what? I don't think you get enough credit. But now I see who the straight man is and who the comedian is. I can already see where this is going. Pure Abbott and Costello.
Depends on the time of day.
It does.
Please, we were really interrupted.
No, it's quite okay. So
please continue.
Yeah, so one of the things that we shared in common is, and in fact, Dave was the one that created the statement, Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe. It's something he said at the end of every one of his videos.
And I think it's a great...
It is.
It's not only a great saying, it's everything.
Yeah, it sums up my philosophy on gambling.
Absolutely.
You crush it. You crush it. Way to be smart and way to gamble smart, way to gamble safe. You guys are changing the community for traders as well as the audience. You bring a really different dynamic into the audience, and that's what I really wanted to get into.
I think
that gamble smart,
gamble safe. The challenge is that we noticed that, and what really got me to drive to create this channel was, especially after COVID and the casinos started to open back up.
Yeah.
The YouTube community exploded with slot creators.
That's right.
I mean, before there, you had your typical ones that were there for a long time, but it was pretty stagnant, right? There weren't a lot of new channels coming out. But man, as soon as COVID was over, everybody was watching slots related content during COVID because they couldn't go to the casino.
So then they
couldn't get out, and so they became energized. They wanted to get out there and do that.
Some of them shouldn't, but that's right.
Yeah, right.
Some of them shouldn't have started.
I know. You
have
have to say it.
Respect the space.
But what I was noticing is a very big trend of people, influencers, talking about, you know, certain aspects of slot machine gambling or just gambling in general, and being very reckless with how they handle their budget, the myths that are out there, that kind of crazy stuff.
We weren't pointing fingers.
But that's how I feel now that I've went into the lower limit.
It's nobody's fault. It's just that
I'm like,
it's competition.
Yeah.
Top dollar, $30 a spin.
How do you keep up with competition?
Right.
You have to keep up with them or get ahead of them.
Yep.
And
correct.
when you have channels betting insane amounts per spin, how do you keep up? And we just responded with, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not playing the game. We're going to represent our people, our channel, and what we believe is the majority of players out there.
Yeah.
Most people, I really do think, if they're coming to Vegas for a few days, have probably a $500 budget total.
That's very realistic, absolutely.
That's a realistic, real budget.
If not, it's not more than double that.
Right.
Honestly, I have friends that are coming out here. Jared, Mark, no knock on them. They handle it very well. Like Jared was like, I'm bringing $500 to Vegas. And I go, Jerry, I will punch you directly in your face if you only bring $500 with you to Vegas. Because That's me being greedy because I want him to jump on the machines with me. But think about it as a whole, and he's always been that way too.
It's always in relation to your bankroll.
Well. Yeah, imagine that. And he's coming for 5 days.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why I'm saying it is realistic, because you have a lot of people that are watching high limit gambling and stuff like that. And they have to say $500.
And you get caught up in it.
That's realistic. That's realistic thing I wanted to say.
It's also the way the YouTube algorithm works.
Of course.
You can tell that. And a lot of slots channels have fallen victim to this because they feel like they need to raise their bets to stay afloat.
Yeah, I went the other way.
Because the algorithm was just, and we were like, you know what, we're going to set out to prove that you don't have to do that and still have a successful YouTube channel.
Yes, at which
if you talk directly to the people, you play just like the average player does, and you teach them how to actually leave with money in your pocket.
Yeah.
If you focus on that, then it's not going to matter what denomination you're playing. You
have way more of an influence on the audience than I do, just because of what you just said.
Right.
However, while I'm playing it now, I've become a little bit smarter, thanks to gentlemen like yourselves, and I will say it, even if, I hit quick or whatever, and I'll say to them, if I was you, this is where I would cash out, but degenerate a-hole John's going to keep going or go down.
Yeah, man, we all fall for it.
I say that.
Though,
I say that more than
because
anything now.
I will start a video a minute in,
friggin' hit, right?
And I hit, and I'm $60 over what I put in $100 down, 160, and I tell people I would cash out here.
Cash out right now.
But
run.
it would only be a 1-2 minute
video.
I've got to keep playing for you guys.
That's not fun. And sometimes it does work out.
It sometimes does, yeah.
It happens to me, the backup spins. For some reason, I've been crushing backup spins. And I don't mean crushing, I mean crushing where another bonus is coming out or something else. And I say to people, I said, if you stayed, you would have hit that. But that doesn't always happen. Don't let that fool you.
Don't ever think about that.
And that's thanks to guys like you. You guys have changed the game in a sense of giving the audience not just something to watch. You are both entertaining. You both have great voices for this. Do not have to tell you that. The numbers speak for itself. You both have a loyal audience. We'll touch back on that. Let's go back to how we began. Who were you guys watching? Like when you started, did anybody really catch your eye and somebody that you really started to watch or like?
There's one guy from Jersey. Okay. Loved his voice, loved the talk, loved the energy. It was NJ Slot Guy, of course.
Yeah.
And so I was watching you. I was watching Old School Slots. I was watching East Coast Slots.
That's my crew, man. I stuck with
a lot of the. I want to see the 3 reels.
Yeah.
And I wasn't watching a lot of the other channels playing the video reels.
Yeah.
It was like I wanted to watch what I play.
Of course.
And and
relatability.
Who was doing it? And it was just great seeing that content out there. And for me, it was okay. I'm already playing these machines.
Right.
I'm going to start videoing some content. So I was out in Vegas right before the pandemic in February, and I recorded several videos. Most of them are crap. I'll totally admit that. It's a learning curve like no other.
It is.
And so I just made content, and during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? Now's the time. I'm going to start making it. So I started throwing stuff up there, and, sometimes I do horrible, sometimes I do good.
Of course.
I was talking to you. I was talking to other people, and just, talking to Mark about how can I improve? What can I do different? And I did stuff of trying to go to Vegas more, trying to see that. And then I was betting too big. I knew I was. I'm playing $5 slots for.
Don't do it.
Yeah, $20 for $5, $10, $15, $20 a spin. I'm playing $10 spots for 20. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses. And that's when Mark and I started talking a lot of why are we trying to do this?
Right.
And it was the same thing. When he's out in Vegas, he realized he was betting bigger as well.
Yeah.
Because of that pressure we're getting from our peers in the community.
Yeah.
And so it was like, we're not doing this. This is the thing. And we get hammered by people in our lives. Raise your bet. Why are you betting so low?
Send me a Venmo and I'll play.
Yeah, go watch that Stu. Yeah.
You want me to play. You can't play this. Play it at $27. Sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure, Anthony.
Everybody's
go to
your financial advisor. Yeah.
Shoot me. How many spins you want? You tell me.
There
you go. Shoot me that Venmo. I will gladly.
I will shout you
gladly. I'm sure there's some legality problems with that. So please, Anthony, do not send me a Venmo. But obviously, we get the message that I'm trying to say. Shunt the. You know what?
Yep.
Don't worry about those people. You guys have a very loyal audience. You fall into that creator. And wait. You guys fall into that creator base that has a loyal audience. Yep. Whereas it doesn't matter what numbers are. People have higher numbers than you, but they do not have a loyal audience. Mm-hmm. They just have the audience that is watching them play $50 a spin for $50 a spin. They don't give a crap that it's them, So, and I said this to Andy, I believe it was, I would rather have lower numbers with a higher loyal, you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would rather that any day of the week, and that brings me to, which I cannot wait because of the timing of this interview. We are at the Global Gaming Expo. We are at G2E again with each other.
Again.
That's
I was
right.
with you guys
That's
again.
right.
We spent a lot of time with you last year.
Oh, man.
Remember you were playing Top Dollar Grand, right?
Dollar
Didn't you hit a
Grand.
jackpot on Top Dollar Grand?
No, we were playing.
Or was that Foxwoods?
That was a
It was
Foxwoods.
Foxwoods.
Was that
Yeah.
Foxwoods?
Yeah.
Okay, I
But
confused
we
the
were
two.
playing last
I
year
should bet.
at G2E
You were
with
next to
Simon.
me.
Yeah.
You were next. Was it early in the morning or was it late at night?
It was afternoon. It was on Wednesday.
Look at you.
Everyone was
remembering everything.
tired.
That's right.
Simon was with us.
That's right. Simon was with us.
And I had started the intro with, it's like, okay, let me do the intro.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't tell you a thing.
Yeah.
And I just go, what's up, guys? Gamble the Globe here.
Oh,
We'll get you
yeah. No, he did it good. It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. You know what?
Yeah.
Slot Cracker did something very similar to that, where we were in Foxwoods together, and he started his live stream with my sunglasses on.
Oh, that's
and
perfect.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he was trying to talk
That's
like,
good.
was that the other way? We have a lot of drinks when we're together.
That's all right.
Doesn't matter.
You have to have fun with
do.
your peers,
So-
you know.
Right, which we will get into. So we're at the Global Gaming Expo again, and we can obviously see how important we are as influencers.
Yeah.
However, there was a big special moment last night, and that was you guys throwing your first official meet and greet. Now, I apologize. Dave has made me feel bad all day that I was late. I'm sorry, but
I did not make him feel bad.
But
I said
hang
it
on,
happens.
hang on. Were my surprises worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right, good.
It was great.
Okay, so
It's always worth waiting for this. guy.
no. It wasn't for me. It was the crew of people I was with.
There you
And
go.
like
Fair
I
enough.
said, as soon as I said that to Reiko, that was on my plans for Monday night, he goes, "Oh, count me! I can't wait to see those."
That was awesome.
He was the one that said that. We got Stefan over there. Stefan didn't even know. That must have been you.
No,
I didn't even know Stefan was here in Vegas.
Yeah, I told him like a couple months ago when I told you.
Beautiful.
So make sure
I'm
you
glad
guys
that
knew
he
about
went
it.
on,
Yeah.
on his own. Tim was the special guest. We had Victor,
Yep.
special guest. Victor got us shut down like 6 different times
Victor
down
got
there.
like approached by every security guard.
Again, see, we're going off on a tangent. It's not about me. It's about you guys. Tell me about your event. Tell me everything about your first official meet and greet.
So we've
Wow.
been
Let's hear
planning this for 6 months.
Right.
This is 6 months of T-shirt designs. We custom designed our bags. We did poker chips, candy in there that said Smarties because as we gamble smart,
Gamble
Smarties.
smart, gamble safe.
We did a thank you letter that Mark and I both signed. We did a discount under our
That's
merch store.
awesome. I've never heard of that
Yeah.
before. I'm sorry to any creators that have done that, but I've never heard of that before.
It was
Incredible
great.
touch.
And we wanted to make
wow.
sure everyone
well done.
had one.
Whose idea?
I think it was both our ideas.
I think it was
We wanted
both
to
of our
do
ideas,
something.
yeah.
A plus.
And
Seriously.
it was like we wanted people to take
Wow.
away stuff. And the shirt was, we want everyone to wear the shirt so that they can come to the expo and people can see, look, this is the people that we as channels bring to this. And if they can see numbers in a small sense, because,
let's look at the real
we
numbers,
brought,
right?
70 people last night.
Yeah,
And then
that's crazy, man.
40 of them came to G2E.
Right.
So it's like that 40 represents thousands.
You had 70
Yep.
people there. You had 770.
in and out,
Yep.
came in, yeah.
How awesome is that, man?
It was
That
Think
felt
about
great.
that. I need
Blew
you
my
to
mind.
really think about that. But it
Yeah.
shouldn't blow your mind. Do you know why? Because that was the experience that you guys need to see how important you were.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Think about that, man.
Yeah.
You should let's jump into Donna real quick. Donna was this is her first trip to Vegas, right? Did
First
I hear
trip
that
to
right?
Vegas,
she
yeah.
would not
She
be
would
in
not
Las
be
Vegas if
here.
it wasn't
Yeah.
for you two.
And she
Yep.
even
Just
said
think about that.
She was nervous
And-
about coming.
And what a bonus for her. She went from I wanted to get her on camera talking about your event. She was like this to she took off and ran with it
Yeah.
when they
Right.
interviewed her because
Right.
she started to feel comfortable. And what better moment she had is that friggin' picture of all of us together. All creators that she watches.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. She was starting to talk to me about Tim. And I go, he's right there.
He's right
I said, I said, it's his birthday too. And it was like, I grabbed her hand. I brought her over to everybody. That's exactly what it's about. You
It
know,
is.
and times Donna by 70. Because I only got her story. There were 69 other
Yeah.
people there, that I didn't get their story. They were all there for you, for
Yep.
nobody
It
else.
was crazy.
I think, and I mentioned this last night when we were talking, it's what was so heartfelt about the whole thing was we see the community that we've been talking to one-sided this whole time. Like they see us in front of the
Right.
camera talking to them.
Right.
And this is their first opportunity to talk back at us.
That's right.
And seeing that and all of these people that we have seen in the chat room every time we go live or in the comments or everything, and then seeing them face to face, sharing some time with them,
Personal stories.
personal
Right.
stories.
That gets me
You know,
every
where are you from? Why
Yeah.
did you
You
decide
guys
to come
helped me
out?
so
Like,
much.
like
you
it
know,
just
all that.
Did you
yeah,
get the feelies, the emotional
it
feelies?
was, you know, and
big
that's
time. I do too.
several
For some reason,
Yeah.
I get
and the
unlocked.
numbers, like you said, the numbers don't matter to us. Like if we could, and we said this early on when we started the channel, if we could dig at least one person out of the gutter
One.
from being a poor gambler and turning them into a responsible gambler, then our mission's complete.
That's it.
But
Just
we've
one.
done it on a scale much larger than we ever thought was going to be possible.
It was
Whatever
a
you
shock.
whatever you think is possible.
Yeah.
Again, I've said this before in other interviews. Take that number. Now think about all the people that keep their mouths shut and they
Yeah,
just watch your videos,
yeah.
just because they don't want to. Or they
Yeah,
don't
and it's
feel
fine.
like it.
You know, it's fine.
But think
It
about
can
that.
remain
So then
anonymous.
whatever
yeah.
number that you came up with in your
Yeah.
head, keep going. Like
What
it's
There's a
that
lot,
much.
challenged
man.
me the most, I think, is I knew a lot of people were coming. We have an active Discord for all our members.
Yeah, very
I knew
smart.
a lot of our Texas crew was coming.
Yeah.
I knew people who were around were coming. I knew a pair was coming from Canada.
That's crazy.
I didn't know a pair was coming from the UK.
That's
And another pair last
think
night,
about that,
they didn't
man.
RSVP or anything because they didn't know if they were making it. They came from Japan.
Right.
They'd had this
Just to meet
trip
us.
planned, but they
Yeah.
didn't know that they were going to be there at the same time.
Do you know how far of a flight the UK is to Las Vegas, by any chance?
Yeah.
My flight's miserable to Las
It's
Vegas.
That's
nuts that
Yeah.
these people come here for us.
Think about that.
And the
man.
thing that we just want to give every one of them time, to say, talk to them. And I made sure last night to go around to as many people as I could
Yeah,
and
yeah.
talk to them and say, how's it going? And, what are you playing and everything else.
And we
because
saw them
wow.
talking with each other,
Yeah,
which
I
we
love them
didn't
talking with
expect.
each other.
bringing people
We
together
had a couple
that have a lot more. Those people never know each other.
They didn't.
This
They
you just
didn't.
unlocked the whole thing that
Yeah.
I never talked about. You just unlocked it. Is now you're bringing 70 people together that never knew each other,
From
And
around
now
the
they do.
world.
and now
They're hanging out with you. They were making plans.
And what's their
yeah.
main thing that brought them together is you guys. That's
Right.
their first thing. They're
Right.
probably the same kind of gamblers. They probably like the same games. I like this game.
Exactly
Oh,
right.
I'm from Foxwoods. Oh my God, that's my area too. They
Exactly
probably walked past
right.
each other a billion
Yep.
times. Now these people are going to keep in touch, become friends, probably.
Right.
One of
You-
our
you
favorites.
are-
Isn't that
Liz
amazing?
B.
It's so amazing.
Nah, it really
Liz,
is,
giving
man.
you a shout out.
Shout out
Set
to
up a
you,
thing on
Liz.
Sunday because we was like, was there anything planned on Sunday? Like, well, we have to do this and this. And she's like, well, what about everybody else? She organized to go have lunch at Hell's Kitchen for everybody.
Right.
So she had like 9 people go to Hell's Kitchen
Yeah.
as a group of 9 people who have never met each other before.
yeah.
It was incredible. It's the power of our community
Yeah.
is just so great. It's like we're building a family, and we think of our fans as family.
That emotion that you're feeling behind what you're saying right now is exactly what bumps you up as a creator, at least in my mind. I know it's an opinion. That's what bumps you up as a creator because of that feeling that you get. That means that it means a lot more
It
to you than
does.
some other people that are just doing it to do it. We know those people exist. Respect the space, whatever, let it be. That makes you a lot better person than a lot of other people because I get emotional too. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard not to. It's hard not to. I get emotional when I talk to Eddie. I'm not kidding, man.
If you don't
Yeah.
get emotional, then it doesn't mean anything to you.
Exactly,
yeah.
right?
It should mean
When
all
you
this should
can't
mean
hold it
something.
back and it's starting to take
Yeah.
over your words and like
When-
I'm hearing right now, that's real. That's
One
you're not-
one smile on their
we're not-
face,
Oh, yeah.
all that saying. I mean, you heard the guy. You overheard him last night. He's like, you've made me a better gambler. Like I don't do what I used
Roger.
to do. Yeah, Roger.
Boom. See
And
that?
I said,
right there?
and that was unsolicited. We didn't.
Of course,
It
yeah.
was very pure.
Pure.
And that's what I love hearing. And it's
Pure.
like,
And it gets you right in the feels, man.
It
Like
does,
should.
it does,
Like
it
it
does.
freaking should, man.
It really
You're
does.
passionate about something too. And this is what makes you more passionate about it because how I explain it to everybody is it's a content addiction now at this point. And that
Yeah.
content addiction lies in those people who love it so much. You mean the world
Yeah,
to them.
it is.
You got them through this. They're through depression. I think about depression more than
Yeah.
anything, because I'm always telling jokes. I'm always trying to make you laugh, regardless of my crappy 5 times play.
I knew that was coming up.
There are lots of different. We're not touching on that yet.
Yeah.
There are a lot of creators that are depending too much on the slot machine to do the work. Where I feel like you guys and most
Yeah.
of these interviews of people that I've had on here so far, they don't need to rely on the slot machine. They could be at a restaurant. They could be here.
I think
there.
how cool
I
that
would
is.
Still be
It's a
fans
lot
of them.
cheaper, too.
Yeah. Oh my God, what are we
It's a
doing?
lot cheaper.
What are we doing here? Gamble
Yeah.
smart, gamble safe again.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. But seriously, man, that means a lot. That makes me look at you as an even better person because it means that much more to you. You will work that much harder in this because of that.
Oh yeah, it's the
And-
motivation we need. Like that's all the motivation
How
we
could it
need.
not be, man? 70
Yeah.
people, dude. That's crazy. I know what
It's
70
nuts.
people looks like. I've done it in a group poll, and it's nuts. It still doesn't ring like true sometimes, like when you're recognized or
Yeah.
or
We're
something.
still every time.
We're still shocked.
Do you guys remember the first time you were recognized by any chance? Do you remember the story?
The first time I was recognized for Gamble Smart was up at WinStar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were just there. We didn't tell anybody we were coming. We were just there to record some content.
Right.
Guy out of nowhere. You're Gamble Smart. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I am. And I couldn't put it together of, they watched the channel.
It's like, what was it? It was at WinStar also.
Same thing.
I still remember exact spot and everything.
See, that's awesome. You
because I remember
the exact thing.
he came up and he passed me, and then he turned around.
Okay.
And he's like, that look where they're like, you have a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah.
Usually when they go like,
that's me.
And I go,
and it's really the strangest thing that's happened to me, and I think Mark too, is getting recognized when you're not in a casino.
Oh yeah,
when
local. I live in a
grocery store.
Has that happened at the
Twice.
grocery store?
Twice him, once to me.
Where?
Grocery store in Temple, small town, 60,000 people. Same scenario.
Small town. He says 60,000 people. You know how many people live in my town? 7,000. God, continue.
That's how many live in my.
Yeah, but you live in New Jersey. That's like one big town.
That's like one big town.
Please continue.
I know you don't live in New Jersey.
Please continue.
You should live in New Jersey, though.
I do live in New Jersey.
I thought you lived in... It doesn't matter.
Where do you think I live? No. Let's get
I thought you lived in Pennsylvania.
Get the hell out of here. No, you didn't.
I thought so, yeah.
That's what I heard from this
Both
guy.
of you did?
This
You
knucklehead.
told me you didn't.
There's no way.
That's why I thought you were from New
right.
Jersey. So why would you be NJ Slot
You
Guy?
said
still
live
live
You're not
closer-
PA Slot Guy.
It's because you
Go
said you
ahead.
live closer to Philadelphia, closer to Poconos than to Atlantic City.
That is a fact.
Because I was up in Poconos last year.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the confusion
That's where the
lies. I've
confusion
never
came
lived
through.
in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, what the hell
I'm
are we
not
talking
used to
about?
these small states you guys got up there. In the
There's
north.
2 casinos, both in Pennsylvania, in separate parts of Pennsylvania. They're 55 minutes from me, and Atlantic City's about 2 hours.
But you always go to
That
Atlantic
sucks.
City.
I'm going to try to avoid that.
Until we
Can I
come
go
next
anymore?
year.
You need a poker chip?
Are you guys going to come to anything next year? You guys
Well,
you
no,
don't-
we're going to head up there. We have
you
so
don't
many
come
fans
there
that are
without
killing us.
setting it up with me, right?
Oh, yeah, we're told. You will know far in advance. Yes.
It's just, it's that time of year where we can't get stuck up there with the weather and the snow and stuff like
Ooh,
that.
When are you coming?
That's the
Wait,
problem.
wait,
See, that's the problem. It's
Yeah,
like we
but
have to
we're
look.
coming
But
to Atlantic City next year.
Next year.
we'll be there.
Next year. We'll set something up with Gamble
We'll
Smart.
definitely be
There we go.
there. We'll definitely
Gamble
be
Safe
there.
next year.
But yeah, it was a grocery store.
There you
Same-
go. Grocery
same
store. I
thing.
wonder what the hell we were talking about.
It's still a small town. I was just walking by, and same thing. He turned around, and I heard his wife say, "Just go ask him." I was like, "Oh, here it comes," and he's like, "I thought I recognized you. You're Mark from Gamble Smart." He's like, "Oh man, I watch you all the time. We're heading up to WinStar this weekend. We've
great
got
is
your
that?
gambler
It's
box.
nuts.
We bought your gambler box and all this stuff." And it's just like, immediately I'm texting my wife, like, I got recognized again. Like, it's just amazing,
I love that you remember the story, too.
Completely outside. I remember all those stories. Every
That's awesome.
person, every fan I've ever met.
What about
I will
you?
always remember.
Outside of the casino.
So outside the casino, my first time was at the grocery store as well. Now, I live in Fort Worth, Texas. Has 1 million people.
No, it doesn't really have that
Has
many
1 million people. And so now here's the hard part. There's 1 million people there. We don't have that many subscribers.
The breakdown of this
Right.
is crazy.
And
Yeah.
then someone goes, "You're Gamble Smart." I'm like, "Yeah."
No way. Yeah.
And luckily
Yeah.
I had a poker chip on me, and I was like, "Here's a poker chip,
Yeah.
thanks
Yeah.
for watching and all that." But it was just crazy. It was like, I'm what? How do you know me?
Yeah.
I just can't fathom that people
Wild, isn't it?
recognize us outside of a casino.
And I think that
Crazy,
the
right?
thing to add to that, really, which is what's different for us, at least from what I've seen, is it's never like, "Hey, it's good to meet you," shake hands, and then they depart. It's always, "Hey, it's good to meet you. We are doing this because of you.
Yes.
We are taking our lockbox. We have improved our game." Like that, it always
That's
follows
true.
up with
Yeah,
that.
you guys
And
have
so
a different
that's when I
dynamic.
know for certain that the message is getting out.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And people are actually doing something with it and having success.
That's just one person
So,
that found you in your town. Like, think about those
Right.
variables, right? Then think about how many more there are
yeah.
How many
that
more
have
people?
that same mindset,
Yeah.
right? That you're
No,
not
we
gonna
we
have.
never,
We
yeah,
just gotta
exactly.
reach 'em all.
Yeah, yeah.
We just got to reach
Great
them all.
stories.
Yeah.
Good. This is a good one. What are your biggest wins on and off camera? So I guess this will be a 4-banger unless you guys did this together.
On camera, I would say mine was 2150 last year at G2E.
Okay.
I know this because Mark was in a live, and I'm downstairs at Bellagio, my second White Russian in, and I'm playing $5 double top
White
dollar.
Russian, you sicko.
Yeah.
And I hit $2,150,
Nice, man.
which is like one of the top prizes you can get.
Yeah, on the $5
without
one,
getting
yeah.
the 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, that happened! That happened!"
Damn right it did.
And it was greatness. It was like just greatness.
Good
Yeah.
feeling.
And it was a great feeling because to me, a $5 machine at $10 a spin is not a huge bet. It's a larger bet than most, but it's not a huge bet. It's within reason, and people really want to chase hand pays, and so they play $10, $25. And I'm like, you do not have to do that.
No, you don't.
You shouldn't be chasing hand pays in the first place.
Yeah, that's right.
Talk about the variables involved there for the people at home and the mathematicians at home. What you're saying is it was a $5 total bet.
It was $10 total bet.
A $10 total
credits,
bet.
yes.
Okay. So that becomes a 200x?
A 200x, yeah.
A 200x. So
Yep.
whatever denomination that you're used to playing, just do 200x. And
Right.
when you break that down, like I'm trying to think, hey, I've done a lot of $20 spins in my life. How many times have I hit for 4,000?
That
Never.
was off camera.
Once, twice.
So
That was off camera.
It was off camera. On camera.
Let's do it.
And I got a great story about this
Hit
one.
it.
Because
That's why
it's
we're
the
here.
hand pay I never got. So I was playing at Foxwoods.
Okay.
In January. I'm on a $5
Slide.
double top dollar, 2 credits to spin. It's my game. And when I film,
I remember this.
I have essentially the camera. I'm holding this hand, even if it's on a tripod. I'm still holding it. So I use my left hand because it's closer to take offer. So I don't, I have to reach across to do try again.
Got it.
Whatever
Nice.
reason, hand pay comes up on the offer. And I could go back and watch the video to find out, but it was a hand pay. I hit try again. I got caught up in it, and I hit try again. With all the confidence in the world, I hit take offer, but it was try again. And I was pissed at myself. I stopped recording, and then I stopped, and I breathed, and I realized this is a great teaching moment. Turn the camera back on.
You just clicked it on. You just clicked.
Yeah.
Got
Yep,
it. I'm
I
sorry.
turned the camera back on.
It just clicked for me.
And I just did a face-to-face with the camera of what I just did, why it was a bad thing.
Yep.
I understand I did it wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm horrible for it. It's like it was a mistake. It happens. We need to learn from these mistakes. And so I made it a teaching moment rather than make it a delete this video that was stupid. Don't show
never.
people.
Yeah, don't do that.
And it was show them.
Absolutely.
Why am I not
Way to
showing
turn that
it?
into something. Good job.
And I was like, it still gets me because it was like a huge mistake, but sharing that mistake with everybody.
Yeah.
What was the outcome? I want to know what the outcome
It was not good. It was a bad offer after that.
So here's the teaching moment too. Is everybody always wonders what would happen if you hit try? Was it a first offer? Was that the first offer?
Second offer, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second offer doesn't matter. There's more offers
Yep.
after. People always wonder what would happen if you hit try again on like a huge offer.
was bad.
It was bad. It went the other
Like
way.
15, 20
Doesn't
credits.
get better.
It doesn't
yeah,
get better.
of course. That's exactly how it goes.
Yep.
So that's why you take those. Hit it, Mark.
Every offer is separate.
That's right.
Tell the people.
Every
separate.
offer is separate. It does not punish you because you gave
Yeah,
up a decent offer.
and it won't reward you
No,
either.
nope,
it's
no.
completely has nothing
Random
to do
number
with it.
generator stop,
You heard
every
it
single one.
here. It's official.
Yeah.
So now shut up about it. Mark, hit
I'm
it.
full of those things. So, biggest win. So you nailed something here, which is what I wanted to say.
Ooh,
Is
makes me happy.
yeah, you actually thought up something good. I'm impressed. I mean that in the
That's
nicest
not
way.
nice.
That
That's
was
not
not. That was not a salty.
that was not
That
nice.
was not.
That wasn't nice.
That's right.
That wasn't nice.
You keep dogging me on the 5 times
Go
play,
ahead.
so I got to
Yeah,
get back. I had to
know.
get back.
We
I
have-
told you it was coming.
We
so
have
there
so
you go.
much fun with that. Go
I know.
ahead.
I know.
Continue.
So, biggest win should always be in relation to your bet size. So when people say, and you see this all the time, wow, $15,000 jackpot. You're betting $300 a spin.
Right.
That's not that big of a
Not
win.
that.
big.
Not,
That's not a big
not
win.
a great.
You know.
Right.
So I always look at it when I get this question is, what is the biggest multiplier in relation to my bet?
Right.
And it was on the top dollar grand at Foxwoods.
Yes.
I was betting $7.50. It was an accidental max bet.
30 quarters.
30 quarters, $7.50.
Okay.
And won $6,490.
Yes.
It got the top jackpot. So
Great
that was
number, man.
845 times my bet. Something
Amazing.
crazy. And that's the highest win in relation to my bet I've ever had.
That's on camera, you said?
That was on camera.
On
Yeah,
camera.
we've got it because he was recording
give me
it.
Off.
I said, we got to record this.
Give me off camera,
Off camera?
just in case it's bigger. You know, because I want to
I-
get your biggest jackpot in here.
It
obviously,
wasn't. It
since
wasn't
like-
bigger off camera. I think. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Do you know like some of the recent ones? Like, trying to think.
Revert
of
to
off
Dave.
camera. I have hit
You had
I-
a good
Revert to
win
Dave.
at WinStar. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It was pretty good, and it was off camera because he just was. It was a drive-by.
Yeah, it was a
That kind of thing.
drive-by. I can't remember what that was.
Cue
I think
the
it
Jeopardy
was.
music.
It was yeah. I try to. God,
Slots fan,
you play so many slots. You try to remember like.
No, it's impossible.
It's hard. And now I'm trying to say, was I recording there or not? That kind of thing. That was the nickel machine. That was on camera. That didn't count.
That was on camera.
I
want to say it was a $25.
A lot of jackpots here, but not a lot of sharing.
Oh, that's right.
It was a $25.
It was a $25. Yeah.
At WinStar, it's a Class 2 facility and Class 3.
Which means red screen lottery bingos.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you. One of the things they have.
Hey, this guy's wising up, man.
Diamonds across the top. Don't chase the diamonds. We always say it.
Oh, now I know which one this is.
But if we see 9 diamonds out of 10, and you're going to pick a machine, play the one with the most diamonds, only needing 1 left, and try it for it. So every once in a while, we'll throw 100 in and we'll do 4 spins.
And that's really the secret to this is that if your comfort zone is $1, $5, wherever your comfort zone is, if you do want to play a higher denom, that's okay, but you got to really be strong and say, I'm going to do 100, which I know is only 4 spins.
Right.
I'm going to do 100 and be strong enough to walk away if nothing happens.
Got it.
That's the slippery slope. Is that people get into that chase? They're like, another 100, and then another 100. They got this. They've got this thing down so well where they're reaching back in their back pocket, looking for more
cash. They have
cash.
their wallet in their hand.
Yeah, not even.
They didn't even put their wallet back in
They're
their
spinning,
pocket.
and the $100 is right here. You ever done that? No. I bet you've done that.
No, I haven't.
Where the 100's just sitting there waiting to be fed into the machine.
Oh, maybe.
It's
you know what? You know what it's probably on? Stupid top dollar. Stupid top dollar.
Top dollar.
Tommy top dollar.
It'll get you,
man.
man.
Ever
You
invented,
love it, huh?
And sometimes the worst game.
Of course.
But that's.
I've had some highs and lows on it.
That's the part that makes it great.
Yeah.
That it's my fate's in our hands. It really is. You have the decision to make it, and it's testing your greed.
It is.
And it's a challenge. Sometimes there are times where I'll just be like, okay, I will go for it because it's right on the line, and it'll bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
And Mark will say, you knew it was going to happen. I'm like, yeah, I did. I knew it was going to happen.
That's
You're
me
ready
when I
for
play
it.
5 times back.
Anyway, that was 4,000. It was a single
4,000.
credit.
Yep.
I put 100 in.
What was
second
the
spin.
What was the bet?
Just $25.
$25 bet.
In
40,
Class
4,000.
It was 160 credits.
Your bet is only a multiplier. So it only multiplies.
So it was
based on how many
160
credits.
times my win.
Yeah.
But
That's what I was looking for.
the situation I was remembering was just it was a drive-by. I was on the way to the bathroom. I'm like, there's one more diamond there.
Drive-by. That's
Yeah,
good.
I mean, it's
that's what I call them too.
There's one by I stole it from you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway,
Let's get out of here. Nobody's stealing.
It's just we do this all the time. We just walk by and you get that feeling. I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean but it's like
exactly.
It's when
just
we're up. When you're up is when you take risks.
It's a lot easier to find a machine when you're up.
Yeah,
rather than down.
Now, would I ever
100%.
play at 100 if I was down on my budget? I was low on my budget.
Yeah, no
anything
shot.
like that, I would have never done that.
Yeah, no way. I know.
But this is like if you're up, it's okay to push your luck, but you still got to put limits in place.
Yeah, agreed.
And what I try to do always is if I'm bringing $500 to the casino,
right.
or I brought $1,000 on this trip here, and I try to do bankroll building early, play the low volatility games to try to just ease it up a little bit and get it to a point where I'm comfortable to say, you know what, I'm going to take that 1,000, I'm going to lock it away. So no matter what happens, I'm going back with what money I brought here to the casino, and then I get to play off the house's money at that point, whatever my winnings were.
Try to play with house money.
And you know what? It is so much more fun and exciting when you are going home with what you brought.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can push your risk. Like you can do wild things like play huff and puff and games that I don't normally play because I am not playing off my bankroll.
Smart. Now, Tim, the big payback, says there's no such thing as house money. You know he's right.
He's technically right.
You know he's right.
But you know what?
That's one of those things where you're like,
it depends on what you feel like too, because it can be different for everyone.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that there are some times where I'll go to a casino trip and I'm like, I've been wanting the new iPhone or something.
Yeah.
And so I'll make it a goal to try to turn 400 and 800, and then I'll leave and go buy the iPhone on the way home or something like that. But I don't typically do that on multi-day trips. For me, multi-day trips is I want to make sure I can get the maximum amount of fun hanging out with friends and playing slots for as long as I possibly can. And if I can go home with what I came with, I'm a happy guy.
That's it, man.
And it's really that simple. And it sucks sometimes because even if you're $300 or $400 over your original bankroll, so let's say I turned 1,000 into 1,400, I could be down to my last $50.
Yeah.
And so you start to think, well, maybe I should take some more of that money out and just play a little longer. You just got to change what you're playing at that point. Take more breaks. Don't play as often. maybe lower your denomination to try to make it last as long as you possibly can.
Very smart.
So
That's why they're gamble smart.
It took a long time to become gamble smart.
What has been your most memorable experience? Was it at being a channel? Was it last night with the meet and greet?
it was for
Yeah.
me. I think that was
right?
a new level.
How can you even
It
beat
was
that? I can't
incredible.
think of
we will
Yeah.
we will find out.
That will-
That's the answer. Is we will find out how it can be beaten. I know it will, but
We'll try to beat it next year.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the goal,
Yeah.
right? That's what I was going to say. What's your goal?
What's horrible is we were so stressed out. I was especially stressed out about it, but
Of course. How could you not?
and
be?
No,
it
it's-
happens. And today we're talking about next year because
That's
we have
right, man.
364
It was
days
so
to
That's
fun,
right,
yeah.
man. Damn
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And it will be that. But you fix any mistakes, which I didn't see any. Those little things that you'll pick up.
oh
on
yeah,
by
no, there
watching.
was there were
And you
believe
improve
me,
on that, and then it'll be that much better
believe
next
me,
year,
yeah, we'll know.
And we will work on getting as much creator support there as possible, on time.
I think the next, I did want to mention one other thing to that. I think this is a good, I don't think you've ever heard this before, but one of our other missions is not only building the community we have, but get strong enough numbers that we can start to influence the industry
Yeah.
to be more transparent,
Yep.
to be more open with players about how slot machines work, the do's and don'ts, be a little bit more proactive with gambling addiction
Yeah.
instead of just putting a stupid flyer next to the ATM that no one's ever going to pick
Yeah.
up. It's too passive.
Come on.
We need something more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I know that some of the I can't talk about it, but a lot of manufacturers are working on ways to take that on, if that makes sense. Like they're
take on
trying
problem gambling.
trying to detect problem gambling and doing something more aggressive about it instead of
Right.
just being passive. It's just like the bartender at the bar. You keep giving somebody drinks and they're clearly intoxicated, and then he watches them go out the door, get in his car, drive, and he kills
Yeah.
somebody. That bartender's going to be in trouble. That's not like that here
Yeah.
in this industry.
I know,
and
you're right.
I think that should change. And I think if we get our numbers up high enough, we will be a voice that they will listen to. To maybe we can start to see some change in that
Yeah.
area, because I think it needs to be more transparent than it is now.
I love it.
And on those same lines, real quick, I'm going to add, I've been actually fortunate enough to somehow get on a list of different industry webinars, and I have started going to them.
Oh, you're off the list now.
I'm probably going to be off the list now.
See ya.
But
Yeah, see
I am
ya.
hearing what people in the casino industry are
Yeah.
saying, their actual words of how they view players.
Yeah.
It's not what you think.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that they use terms such as protecting the player, protecting the client. They are concerned with a machine making too much money in a day,
Yeah.
because that means people are having a bad experience.
Correct.
And I'm a fly on the wall on these things because I'm obviously probably not even supposed to be there.
That's right.
But at the same time, I want to yell at them. Why aren't you telling people this?
Yeah,
Why
they
are-
don't
why
know
aren't
it.
these things you're
Right.
sharing?
Right.
Yeah.
Why is it a secret?
Let them know.
But it is. It's hush hush. You can't do this. Can't do that. I'm like, why?
No,
Yeah.
let's be transparent. That's what we
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Transparent. That's what we need to be as a whole, as a community for us, with our audience. We need to be transparent, right?
Yeah.
With the slot manufacturers, with everything. I think transparency is the best thing. How many times have you guys not been responded to on something that you've reached out for?
A lot.
Just tell me I'm rejected. Tell me
Yeah,
no.
just tell me to get lost.
respond.
Go pound
Where's
sand.
the
All right, fine.
communication and the
Yeah.
customer service? Where did that go? I want to bring that back as well. If I could get into a higher position, guess what? The channels are going to be great. I'll lose my job bringing creators in then. That's fine.
Yep.
Again, I'll die on that hill.
we
Somebody needs to do it.
this is probably a good way to summarize all this. We believe firmly that the smarter the gambler is, the more likely they will return to play more.
Multiple times.
Because
Happy, smart gamblers.
If you
Happy,
think
smart
about the
gamblers,
player
that's what
that
you're making
brings
right now.
$500, comes to Vegas for the first time, loses it within 2 hours,
Yeah.
are they ever going to do that again? They may not.
And
They may not.
think about their Vegas experience. It's shot now because
Yeah, they're
just
like,
have-
that place is a money trap. I
They
lost
might
all
leave
the
early.
money.
More extreme. Someone who comes and doesn't have a set budget, but they
Oh.
bring their debit card.
and then
Yeah,
you just keep
but-
going
And then
at
they
it.
keep
And
going.
it gets worse and worse
now
and
they
worse.
get home, they can't pay their bills.
You're not lying.
They're behind.
Yeah.
Are they ever coming back?
Yeah.
Probably not. And if they do, they're going to be like so disgruntled. I'm
Yeah.
not staying there. I'm
Yeah.
not gambling here. Blah blah blah. And that's one of the things is like when you set a budget, and you even have the shirt. We made a shirt that says, "My gambling budget is money I'll set on fire."
Yeah.
Because if you can set that money on fire just as easily as put it in a machine, that means you owe no money.
Yeah, you're
your
good.
Bills are paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you
It's
lose
entertainment.
it's entertainment.
That's entertainment, like it
You
should
go
be.
home happy, and you're more than likely to come back more often.
Or
Yeah.
watch us.
Or watch
lose
us. In the
and save
meantime.
yourself money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Go to the
exactly.
casino. Here, I'll play your favorite game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before I sum this up, I have a very good question for the both of you that I hope you can answer well here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's can you share something with me that you have not shared with your audience?
The interview's over.
Or the
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Let's hear it. So now I get 2 stories.
I
What's
had
something you
it
can
before. Do you
share?
have one? Because I
Something I've
got to
never
remember.
shared.
What's something that you can share with us today? Don't overthink it.
No.
That you can share with me now and your audience. Now they find out about it. Whatever it may be, man. Whatever. Something
Mainly
crazy.
one thing, like I tell a lot of people, like people know a lot about me on our Discord.
Yeah.
And our members live and everything like that.
Good.
Like they know I run Tough Mudder. They know I do these
That's
things.
the first
all
thing I
that.
was thinking. Like, talk about that. Okay.
I'm going to say this one thing, and it's probably going to shock a lot of people.
Nah, let's hear it, man. Shock the world.
I'm actually the president
That's
of
why
my
we're here.
HOA, and it's 1,680 homes, approximately 6,000 people, the size of NJ's town.
Yeah.
We throw a fireworks show that's about 5,000 people. We have a Christmas show that has snow hills. In Texas, we have snow hills.
You do all this? You said you're the president.
I do all this as well. Well, I have a great team that I work with as
Of
well.
course.
But that's the kind of thing we do. And I really don't share that because I kind of keep that life
That's
separate
fantastic.
from the
Think
rest
about
of
how many more people just fell in love with you because of that. That's amazing, man. That's great stuff. That's a great answer. Fantastic answer. You're up, pal.
Top that, Mark.
You're up. This better be good.
I promise my trash cans are not visible.
You wanted to go second.
I always hide the trash cans because I don't like our HOA. So, wait, you're not part of the
No,
HOA.
we don't live in the same area.
I think the biggest surprise I probably never told people who know me know this. Same thing.
We
as
are
what
not
he
a
just
couple.
said. Yeah, we're definitely not a couple. I am a huge introvert.
Okay.
Like I am
I love it.
I
Talk
am the
about it,
kind
man.
of person
Absolutely.
that finds peace in sitting inside of a small room,
Yeah, by yourself, doing your
perfectly
thing, man,
quiet,
and you're
just
happy.
laying there staring at the
Nothing
ceiling.
wrong with that, man.
And I've always been that way. I'm very shy. I'm not approachable in a lot of situations because I just feel very tense.
Of course.
And
But you handle it
and
well,
now
'cause
here
I
you're
saw
like,
you- I
what
saw
the
you
hell
in
are you
action.
doing? What the hell are you doing? Like
I saw you in action.
And so
you were good.
That's what I wanted to say is that this has changed me to
Yep.
be a better person.
Yes.
Because not only has being in front of the camera so often, it's kind of made me feel at ease. Like
Yeah.
I don't look at it as just looking at the camera. I'm looking at all the people that are
Right.
potentially going to watch this.
Right.
And that's how I see it when the camera is in front of me. And that's changed the way I interact with people. I get out a little bit more. It's still a learning process. I still
Yeah.
have to go hole up in the room sometimes because I can't take it. But it's made me become a better person, you know, with the community that we have. Because I know how important it is that they get my time to talk to me and me to talk to them. And that makes me come out of my shell. And
They help you with that.
they help me with that.
How awesome is that, man?
It is very awesome.
It's a beautiful thing. It really
I mean,
is.
what you see me going around talking to people before this thing started, that would never have been me.
Of
ever.
course.
100%.
Of course. No,
It wouldn't happen. I would have just been in my room and, you know, I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to stay here and not do anything. And so it's made me a better person. And that's
fantastic.
our community has changed me.
See that?
And that's awesome.
That's how much.
You know,
everyone
it does go
out there
two
has
ways.
helped.
It does go two
is.
ways.
It is. It's not just a one-way street here.
Nope.
You know, and last night proved that to you guys. You know, if it was a one-way street, there was one person there, two people there. You know, nobody likes what's going on, or they're just there for the
Yeah.
sweep, the sweep.
Yeah, just to get the
free
bag,
swag.
get out. It was not like that at
Screwed
all.
that one
Yeah.
up. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So think about that loyal audience, how you guys are changing it.
Yeah.
You guys are fantastic. You are now a pillar of this community because of the angle that you guys have taken
Thanks.
into being successful. Gamble smart, gamble safe. I couldn't ask more out of you two. You two are both great friends of mine as well. We stay in touch.
Yeah.
Outside of this, I didn't just grab them and interview them. You're both great people, fantastic creators to say the least. Thank you very much for giving me your
course.
time
Thank
today.
you
I
for
know this
having
was
us
a
on.
little
Oh, our
rushed,
pleasure.
but we made it happen, and I hope it's going to be a fantastic interview, not only for your audience, but for my audience too.
Right.
That may not know who you guys are. Now you're going to help them gamble smart and gamble safe, and I feel
That's
a
right.
lot better promoting you in that sense as well because I know all the great that comes from it. So thank you, fellas. I really
appreciate it.
appreciate it, David,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you.
Stay
Appreciate
away
you.
from the 5 times pay.
Oh,
And the
you
10
had-
times pay.
Got the last
If you
word.
see him play it and he makes a comment like he always makes, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're here playing the 5 times pay. Mark's favorite game.
Shout out to Mark. That's
Mark,
his
shout out to
favorite
Mark,
game.
his favorite game, the best one you can play in a casino.
Or when you're taking your live very serious and you're answering questions and you do it every time.
Yeah.
I know because I know it's you. You definitely bring my comment.
Oh, yeah, he's
He
trying
does. I
to
knew
he's
you were
trying to
behind
activate me. I know.
Every time you guys
I
are
know.
so serious talking about whatever it is.
I know.
I'm just trying to throw it in the chat.
I
so
know,
you can
I
see it and
know,
get
I
in
know, I
trouble.
know, I know.
And this one, puts it up and posts
yeah.
it, and it catches him off guard. It's
Yeah.
like, I wasn't trying to do that.
No, I love it though. I
I
mean,
know
it's
Dave's behind it.
it's
so.
fun. You got to have fun in the
No,
community. so.
I do, and I have a lot of fun with you guys, just like we
Of
had
course.
fun here today. Thank you,
Of
fellas.
course.
I really appreciate it. Thank you both.
Thank
course.
you so much.
Thanks for having us.
This
Yeah.
was great.
Yes.
We'll have more for you soon.